Greetings, everybody. Minister Eli here with our first vlog series. We're going to be doing these vlog series every so often, and we'll be putting the information and the content into our newsletter on the S'more platform. And so this is the video part that accompanies that knowledge and that literature that we put in the newsletter. This is very important because for me, I am a consummate researcher. I cannot turn that off. And the series is designed to just provide some research, some information and knowledge on different content, a host of different things throughout the year that can help at home, help with well-being, could be something that has to do with school and learning. It just depends on what we're seeing, and we will be responsive to that. And so this first one has to do with health and well-being, particularly because we have seen an influx in sick children, sick staff, and so we wanted to do some research and look at what can impact, how can we boost our immune system as we prepare for the fall and the winter season. So what I have noticed as an educator over the last 15 years, that we could set our clocks by this is just like clockwork. Every year around this time, as the days get shorter, the temperature starts to drop, it gets more brisk, children start missing school more, and they start coming to school more symptomatic and passing it all over the place. There's a petri dish at schools around this time. The coughs are starting to linger. It's like the NyQuil commercial. Itchy, sneezing, coughing, achy, belly's hurting, asthma flare-ups, energy dips, and focus starts to fade, and it fades fast. Every year, around 2 weeks after the sugar rush of Halloween, it ramps up even more. And it's right on cue. This big wave of sickness hits, and then we see it again around after Thanksgiving and after the New Year, after you get Christmas and New Year's, right? What's happening? The diets start to get a little looser during these festive times. Our schedules are shifting, and there are sweets everywhere you look. The sweets abound. We also feel the effects in our classrooms. We feel the effects on our attendance data, and even with the way that the students, with their moods, they get sicker, they get slower, a little bit more irritable, and more fatigued as the sunlight fades. This is not random though, and this is not about luck. It's actually biology. And the interesting thing is there's a small tweak that many of us may be able to make that can make much of this preventable. Now, I get it. Life is moving fast for us all. And as parents, you're really doing your best. You're packing the lunches, you're juggling all the different schedules, working, trying to make sure everybody's fed and everybody's happy. And unfortunately, we have inherited a rhythm that really quietly works against the way the body was designed to optimally function. We have more time indoors, and that means there's less time moving around in the fresh air outdoors, which means you get less natural sunlight and more of this artificial light, particularly from the devices that actually disrupt our sleep patterns and our ability to get through the sleep cycles, which is so important to our immune function. Also, the way that our hormones are imbalanced, right? And then here's the other piece, and this is a big deal at our school: more processed sugary foods and snacks, chips, the cookies, the fruit drinks, the crackers, all of these things. And I just got to throw this in, right? At the Genius School, these items are actually banned at lunch. And I'm going to address this in a later episode, and we'll talk about the why and the importance of ensuring that the children have, as best as possible, whole foods in the lunch boxes. So meats and fruits and vegetables and things like that. Why? Because the research suggests that this lifestyle actually drains the very nutrition and the very nutrients that our children that they need, that their brains need in order to be able to focus, and that our immune systems depend on to function at a peak rate. Now, when the sun begins to disappear around the fall and the sugar intake rises from all of the festive holidays, the immune system by default naturally begins to weaken. That's why the same kids who are thriving in July and they're out doing the sports and all the different things are struggling by November, and especially those who spend less time outdoors when the weather changes. But the studies show an even bigger year-round issue, and this is so important for our school community because Black and brown children consistently have lower vitamin D levels than any other demographic group. And this deficiency is linked to higher rates of illness, higher rates of inflammation, higher rates of asthma, and I mean severe asthma. It's related to depression and mood changes, and it's also related to attention deficit difficulties. So at the Genius School, we are tracking this uptick in symptomatic children. We're seeing an uptick in those who are ill to the point where they cannot come to school. And we're able to see that our data is matching the research, and even we're seeing the uptick, weeks before typical. Usually it comes around Halloween or after. And so what we know is that low vitamin D doesn't just mean less energy again. This means a weaker immune defense system, higher inflammation, more asthma and more allergy symptoms, and much more difficulty focusing and being able to regulate the emotions. This is very important. And so the vitamin D, what I want people to know as well about the vitamin D as a structure, it's not really a vitamin, it's actually a hormone that helps the immune system be able to communicate, and every single cell has a vitamin D receptor. It stabilizes mood. It is able to strengthen bones, sure, but it also fuels the brain. And the research is showing that improving vitamin D is able to do those things, to stabilize the mood, to help children to be able to learn as a result, right? And that attention span. It really, coupled with the immune function of vitamin D, it makes it one of the simplest and least expensive ways to improve your child's well-being and quality of life. And guess what? It's so cheap that Big Pharma, they can't make any money off of it, so you're probably not going to hear a lot of people talking about it. Yet many families, especially in our community, have never been told how essential vitamin D is, or how easy it is to fix when somebody is insufficient or deficient in vitamin D. Now, the thing about it is, darker skinned people naturally filter out more of the sun's UVB light, which is needed to be able to make vitamin D. That's the best way to get it, is through the light. But Black and brown children actually need more sunlight than a lighter skin or white skinned child to make the same amount of vitamin D. So this is where knowledge becomes powerful. And as the scripture reminds us in Hosea 4:6, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We can't protect what we don't understand, but once we know better, we can absolutely do better. And vitamin D is a small tweak that can make a really big change in our lives and the quality of our lives. Now, if you're interested in some practical ways that you can use vitamin D and get it into your system or to the system of your children, go to the SMORE, and I've included some protocols in there that you can review and talk over with your doctor. Keep in mind, I'm not a medical doctor. Any information that I provide in this or subsequent episodes are all for educational purposes only. And I encourage you to absolutely do your research and talk to your doctor if you're considering making a change to your child's process there. Now, if you are interested in learning how to apply vitamin D or some practical steps or practical ways to get vitamin D into the system and how to supplement it, then please visit the SMORE, and I will include a section in there that gives some more information that you can talk over with your healthcare professional. Of course, I am not a medical doctor. Any information that I provide or research that I do and try to bring to the community is for educational purposes only. As always, please make sure this is not medical advice, but I think you should go to your doctor and have conversations. And if your doctor does not share your concern or understanding around vitamin D, you can always ask me for peer-reviewed information to share with your doctor, or find another second opinion of someone who does understand the impact of vitamin D on our systems, particularly when we are insufficient or deficient. So in closing, we already know what's around the corner. You know, it's here. This huge spike after Halloween has started before Halloween, and so we can only expect it to get worse after that sugar rush. And and then we have the slump of the holidays to look forward to. So it's no surprise to come, but this is a signal, and we want to keep our communities strong. And the more the children are in school, the better they are going to do, and the more opportunities we have to make major progress this year. So supporting vitamin D now, early in the fall, isn't just about avoiding, illness or getting colds. It's really about being able to boost and bolster and build a stronger immune system, right? To be able to regulate and have steadier moods and sharp minds. It's all of it together. There's so many components of vitamin D that is so beneficial to the body as a system. And this is Foresight, all right? Foresight is absolutely the foundation of genius. Now, in the next episode, we're going to look a little bit deeper at how vitamin D actually works inside the body, why it's called the sunlight hormone, and how deficiency connects to other common issues. I'm also going to talk a little bit about those lunchboxes, so stay tuned for that, because our children's health shouldn't depend on luck or the weather. It should be cultivated through wisdom. Again, my people perish for lack of knowledge, but ours will have information, and information is power. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you in ones to come. Peace.